Hello, happy Friday, everybody. Hello, good morning. Hello, this is Prabha, the dietitian and nutritionist here at Mexico Bariatric Center. Hello. I just wanted to come on today for a short live Q&A and then also give you some tips for the upcoming holiday for Halloween. So feel free throughout this video, you can ask me your usual questions in the comments section and I'll answer them as I go. But I'll also just talk to you guys about my tips for the Halloween season. Hello. Good morning. Looks like we've already got some people on both pages, so I'm just going to jump right in today. Hello, this is Prabha, the dietitian and nutritionist here at Mexico Bariatric Center, and I am doing my usual weekly live Q&A, so as I go, just comment your questions below. But for now, I'm going to jump into some tips for the upcoming holiday for Halloween. I know with COVID, Halloween may be different this year in regard to, theme parties or trick-or-treating in general. Either way, though, I know this can be a hard holiday with temptation around you and to monitor your adherence to your diet, no matter what phase you're in. So here are just some of my tips so you can take what pertains to you. So the first tip that I have is managing your hunger the day of Halloween. So opting for a pre-planned meal and snacks will help you stay full and satisfied and less likely to grab from the candy bowl if you are giving out candy or if you're attending a holiday party. I also suggest buying treats that you don't like the candies that you don't like. So for example, if you prefer chocolate, consider buying gummies to decrease your temptation. And then I would also make sure that you wait to buy your treats until the day of so that you don't just have them sitting around the house. That'll help with reducing your temptation as well. And then who says that you have to give out candy? You could also give out other like little trinkets, or like you give out glow sticks, you can give out stickers, temporary tattoos, crayons, bubbles. That way you don't even have the candy in the house. So that's another option. For those of you who are going out trick-or-treating, I don't know every state's guidelines. I know here in California they're saying no trick-or-treating, but I'm not sure if in other places that there is. Let me know in the comments if in your state you're allowed to go trick-or-treating. But if you are going trick-or-treating, you can utilize it as a way to get some exercise. So turn it into a workout by creating a goal of how many houses you're going to go to or how many houses you're going to go to in a certain amount of time. That's a great way to get some steps in, have fun, and be with your family and friends and loved ones. And then going about just, closing up Halloween, it's really important to also kind of portion control your candy when you do have candy in the house. If you guys are parents and you have kiddos who went trick-or-treating, it's really important to portion control. So if you have candy sitting around your house after Halloween, I suggest stashing it in the freezer. And then if you have kids, you can allow, your kiddos to eat a few pieces at a time. And then having that candy in the freezer will actually make it less accessible for everybody, and it will force you guys to all be portion controlling. Another way that you can do it is, have a date in mind that by that certain date, you're going to make your house a Halloween candy-free zone where all the candy will be removed from the house. That's another thing you can implement. And then just in general, I always do want you guys to keep a positive perspective. If you make a mistake, stay positive. Weight loss and maintenance is a long-term effort, and one day will not break your weight loss goals. So don't get stuck in guilting yourself. You got to be resilient and move forward, and that's why I'm here to help you guys moving forward. And again, one day is not going to it's not going to destroy your weight loss journey. So have fun with it in moderation, of course. And I want to jump into some of the other questions that you guys have. I do see some comments here. Hello, good morning, everybody. What are your thoughts on protein balls that people make at home? What should we try to keep the ingredients down to? Yeah, I would say those can be good. I would just be mindful that if a lot of times I find that those type of protein ball things, what holds those all together in my experience has been things like honey or like molasses or agave or some sort of sweetener. And while some of these sweeteners are a natural sweetener, it can still spike your blood sugars. And even if you're not, even if you don't have diabetes, just a spike in your blood sugar can sometimes cause dumping syndrome, and then you'll have some unpleasant GI symptoms. So that's something to keep in mind with those protein balls. But I have seen a lot of recipes out there. Um, I would, yeah, just be mindful of the sweetener aspect of it. But that can also be a really good way to get a quick source of protein, and you can prep a whole bunch of those and have them ready to go. And then I do know there's some that are for sale at the store too, so I'd be curious how much sugar those ones have in comparison. But always feel welcome. You can always send me a specific recipe you're looking at, because maybe I just haven't seen the right recipe for you guys. And maybe there is a recipe out there with less sugar in it. But that's a really good point. Advice for major gains. 6 years post-op, eating is out of control. Yeah, so that can happen for a lot of people where, you kind of fall off the healthy habit train, and so it's time to get back on. So I always tell patients, I always have a lot of patients who reach out to me and just want guidance on kind of starting over. And what I really do suggest is first starting out by just tracking your intake for at least 3 or 4 days. Get like one weekend day in there for sure, and get one weekday in there, and just kind of gain some awareness of where your intake is at. How many calories are you taking in right now? How much protein are you at? Are you eating a lot of starchy carbs, or is it, more of your vegetables? If it's, vegetables and whole grains as your carbs, I'm not so worried. But if it's more of like your pastas and breads and tortillas and things like that, potatoes, that's where I would be a little bit more concerned. And by tracking and gaining that awareness, that's what's going to help you know, okay, what is the first thing I should focus on? Am I getting enough water? Should I focus on that first? Should I focus on my protein intake first? Should I, it's going to depend from person to person. That's more tailored. I do have a handout of some goal macros that I suggest and a sample meal plan, so you're welcome to email me at nutrition@mexicobariatriccenter.com, and I'm happy to send that your way. But in the meantime, you want to start with small goals first and build upon them. So I would pick, you know what, I'm going to first focus on cutting out all these starchy foods or processed foods, or what, my first thing that I'm going to opt for is I'm going to up my protein intake. And then along with diet, you still have exercise that plays a role. Exercising can help boost your metabolism and help with that breaking down of fat. It's part of the equation. It can also, if you're somebody who doesn't really have a high appetite, it can help stimulate a good appetite. Um, And even just getting good sleep too plays a role. So making sure you're getting at least 8 hours of sleep, and just making sure that you're taking into account your stress too, because stress can upregulate our appetite hormones and can influence our weight as well. So doing stress reduction practice is good, whether it's yoga or meditation or exercise, journaling, whatever it may be. That will be important as well. So hopefully I kind of answered your question. It's going to be baby steps, focus on one thing at a time. Wonderful. And I'm happy to guide you throughout that. You just have to reach out to me. Where do you post your recipes? If you go to MexicoBariatricCenter.com, there's actually a blog section, and that has a lot of resources for you guys. So I recommend scrolling through there. There's articles on just, topics that pertain to bariatrics. Are you having certain symptoms? Is this diet right for me? Recipes. And then we'll also have newsletters coming out. I'm starting to work on some new content for you guys as well. So that will be great, especially for upcoming, going into these holiday times. It's going to be very important to get some good recipes, huh? Wonderful. Yes, always feel free to email me. I'm always happy to offer guidance and assist you all. Well, if there's no more questions, I'm going to get ready here to sign off. As usual, if you do have more questions or topics that you would like me to cover, feel free to comment it below. I want to give you guys the nutrition education that you're looking for, so let me know. It was such a pleasure talking with you all, and I will see you all next Friday, 10:30 a.m. Pacific time. And you guys all have a good Halloween, okay? Bye-bye.